Hey, hey, hey. It's 30 and 30. I see the Grammys are on. What's up? Um, Sunday night. What's up, Miss Lisa? Chris Thomas, what's going on? How's everybody doing? Shanetra, what's going on? Sherry Rowe. Jessica Williams, throwback. What's up? Nazare, what's going on, y'all? This is Jason Purdue. What's going on? This is for my young people. So if you have anybody in high school or let's say they're in college, maybe they're middle school, I'm definitely speaking to my young people tonight. I'm super excited about what's going on. We're in day 6 of 30 and 30. Made some adjustments, been working all day on some new. What's up, Chris? Tell Journey get on here. I'm speaking to her. Made some adjustments, made some major improvements. What's up, Miss Coleman? And so I'm talking to specifically, Lonnie, what's going on? Richie Rowe, what's up in the building? I got to call you, Richie, right after this live. I got to call you. So I'm talking to my young people, and I'm going to be brief because, I know the Grammys are on, but hey, we trying to help our young people be Grammy recipients, but there's some things that we all got to learn. What's up, Tiffany Brigham? This is 30 and 30, Tiffany. So we are 24 days away from the 30. All right, Journey's on. All right, we got some hoopers, some elite AAU girls on. What's going on? So just if you got some young people on, definitely I'm going to jump into the information here in about 30 seconds or so. But I'm excited for the material that I'm going to share tonight. What's up, Lindsay Lapp? Miranda Staples, how's it going? So this is 30 and 30. This is day 6. And especially for my athletes and my artists and all of my young people who have admirations to do bigger things in life that maybe they've been exposed to, I'm going to be talking to you tonight. So for my young people, this is for you. So if you are maybe your middle school, definitely my high school students and my college students, because I was in all of those places. I'm going to be talking about, I'm talking to myself as if I was a sophomore in high school, present day. So that would go back. I mean, if we were looking at years, that would go back to 2003, 2004 school year. I was a sophomore in high school. So tonight I'm just going to talk about what's up, Bianca Quisenberry? I see V's online. Felicia, what's up, cuz? So I'm going to be talking about what would I say to myself? So I'm getting ready to be 30. So if those who don't know, this is 30 and 30. So 30 days up until my 30th birthday. I believe it is my job. God gave me the task and assignment to teach and talk about life up to 30 years. Why wait until we pass away and someone writes a documentary or a biography of your life? Like, I want to be alive and talk about the struggles, the lessons along the way while I'm still present here today, because tomorrow's not promised. So for my young people, this is what I'm doing. If I could go back, I'm 29 years young right now. If I could go talk to my 15-year-old self, what would I say to myself? What would I say to myself if I was 15, 16, 17 years old? And there's 3 things that I'm going to share with you tonight that I, Danielle, Coach Rowe, would say to myself if I was in high school. So my young people, listen up. Rule number 1, because I'm going to say these were rules that I would have. What's up, Tiffany? I was just talking about you. AAU season around the corner. If there were 3 rules that I would have for myself, or I would write them in my notebook, the number 1 thing is I would learn how to be a student. See, I didn't learn how to be a student until I got to college. I didn't learn what studying was. I didn't know anything about being a student because I was playing around. Like, I was the class clown. There's some of y'all on here that know I was the class clown. I remember getting kicked out of Spanish. Like, the Spanish teacher didn't even want me because he told me I talked too much English during class. And some of y'all get that later. But I was playing around, and I didn't take things seriously that could have propelled, and it could have advanced my college situation. I could have moved through college. Even though I graduated in 4 years with a 4-year degree, I still had to go to summer school every single summer just to stay on task. So what would I say to my 16-year-old self? What's up, Susie Turner? What's going on, Lynn Freeman? What would I say to my 16-year-old self? I would say, learn how to be a student. Put your cell phone down. I see a lot of kids in class, and I don't care what the school's rules are. I'm trying to set you up for success. The schools may say you can have your cell phone, but I'm going to share with you, just pay some respect to the people who are teaching you. I would have listened to my teachers a little bit more. I would have actually been more respectful to the time that I had with my teachers, and I would have asked more meaningful questions. See, young people, understand this. There is never a dumb question asked, and the people that might be laughing at you because you asked the question, they didn't know the answer either. So never be afraid to be a student. Never be afraid to ask questions. Never be afraid to raise your hand and engage. See, engagement is what got me through college, but if I would have learned that skill, if I would have learned the skill to engage in the classroom early, I believe I would probably be at a whole different level because my language was different. And that's number 2. So the first thing is learn how to be a student. Okay, I would have learned how to be a student, and I would have became a better student while I was in high school. I played around. I talked too much. And so my young people, y'all know, we walk the 3 to 4 to 5 minutes we get to change classes. That's your talking time. And let me share something with you. If you're an athlete or you are a parent of an athlete and your kids are sitting in the back of the classroom, they're going to be sitting on the end of the bench. Listen, you trying to get in the game, but you won't get in the game in the classroom. You want to sit in the back and clown seat because I was that person. I wanted the back seat so I could make fun of everybody in front of me. Now go get in the front seat because it's me and the teacher. See, I wanted it to be me and coach. When the game was on the line, I wanted my coach to look at me and trust that I could deliver because in practice and everything I was doing, I was always ready. See, I don't know if you're ready while you're sitting in the back. See, I call the front row money-making row because that's where knowledge is made. That's where knowledge can be applied. I don't like to look at the back of the heads of everybody. Those are distractions. See, when you're in class, it should be you sitting in the front. And I don't mind. Some of y'all need to ask y'all's teachers. Some of y'all should ask y'all's teachers, can I change my seat? Today's Sunday night. I got a new focus. I'm going somewhere. See, don't wait until your senior year in high school to try and catch up on some classes, try and catch up on some grades. See, be a student right now. You got an opportunity to change your whole high school outlook if you're listening to me right now. And you talking about missing assignments. That's my biggest pet peeve, being a student, missing assignments. But you didn't miss the latest Snapchat. You ain't miss somebody's snap. You didn't meet, I wish that my athletes that I'm talking, like if I meet an athlete and you got missing assignments, you need to take missing assignments like missing a basketball game. Like, how would you feel if your coach said, because you have a missing assignment, for every missing assignment that you have, you got to sit out a basketball game? See, you mad about the game, but you didn't respect the process that obedience and consistency starts in the classroom. Because, see, I didn't take it that serious. I had missing assignments. I had stuff that I just did it to completion. See, everybody can complete a game, but how much did you engage in the game? And that starts in the classroom. You got to become a better student. And number 2 is you got to learn how to read. See, I talked a few videos earlier that I didn't read my first book, y'all. I didn't read my first book till I was 23 years old. And that book was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. So I'm telling my young people, y'all got to read, find a book. What are you interested in? Now, some people are like, well, I got books. Yeah, but you don't open them. Find something that you like. Like, what kind of novels do you want to read? Like, I'm all about the money-making books. I'm sorry. The books that I like to read, I want them to build leadership and engage and be able to communicate better. So what are the benefits of a high school student or a middle school student reading a book? Tiffany, I see you. Your daughter in the 7th grade. Let's figure out what book we're going to get her to read. Why? Because when she reads 10 pages a day of a good book, she will read over 3,000 more pages than the girl sitting next to her. And then when it's time for getting ranked, see, you get ranked in high school. I remember being top 10 in high school. I didn't want to be top 10 in basketball. I wanted to be top 10 in high school. And what does top 10 mean? You will not outwork me in the classroom. See, everybody wants to be top 10 in the state of Ohio or top 10 in their county scoring points. But what impresses me is my student athletes, that they are top 10 in every category, and that means academically as well. See, I see Bianca Quisenberry jumped on here. I seen that girl go she went from a high GPA, high level of basketball, Miss Basketball, Clark County, did all of those things. But guess what? Graduated with her master's degree in 4 years. Why? It's because she took being a student serious. See, we always look at it, especially if you're an athlete, we always looking at what can I do to get better? Man, read a book, because your vocabulary gonna match your coach. See, a lot of us coaches, we got to water down our language because our students don't read. So we want to increase our vocabulary. We want to be able to talk a different language. See, the language that you're texting your friends is not the language that's in books. I work in the school system. I've been reading papers. And it pains me that our young people, parents, our young people are like the vocab and the English that we're using to write papers is text language. Like, I will see you later, that has to be spelled out. Like when my high schoolers, we got lowercase i's in the middle of sentences. But because you text like it, that's how you write? That's how you write a paper? And you think you're going to go to college and play a sport? You think you're going to go to college and get a degree when you don't know the difference between when a little I is used and a big I? Young people, we got to do better. Our language has to get better, but we not reading. We not reading because it's not cool. It's not cool to read, right? Our friends don't read. Well, guess what? 10 years from now, them friends not even going to be your friends because you picked up a book and did something different with your life that y'all ain't even on the same level. Like I always say, if you read a book a year, see, this is the secret. So my young people, let me tell y'all a secret. And your parents are included. Now, you might be in a blessed situation, but do you know, young people, that the average adult after the age of 18, they only read one book after they graduate high school. Adults only read one book. So adults, I'm encouraging y'all pick up a book too. Because I was that person. I had never read a book. So now I have a whole closet full of books. But we don't read because we watch. Yeah, the Grammys are on, but somebody read a book to be able to write those songs. They had to understand how to read notes. They read a book. They got engaged. They built their craft. So I'm encouraging every single person, but especially my young people, we got to read. So number 1, we got to be a student. Number 2, we got to read. And number 3, which is my most important of the night, my young people, we got to find a passion. My young people, we got to find a passion. I see too many. I was in Springfield Friday night. Some of y'all seen me. I was at the basketball game, and then I stopped over at Lee's Famous Recipe, and I shot this video. And then by the time I got on the highway from Limestone to Columbus, I heard about like 3-4 shootings. It's because we're not finding our passion. We're passionate about the wrong stuff. We got to get ourselves in the right environment. So what is your passion? Nettie Carter, what's going on? What is your passion? See, we go all the way through high school and we pick up majors and we go to college and we're like, well, what do you want to do when you grow up? Do y'all understand that when I had a teacher like Jay Taylor at Highlands Elementary School, and we used to be able to have assignments that said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And we would be like, I want to be a policeman. I want to be an astronaut. We used to do all those things. Y'all remember? I want to do this. I want to. And then once we get to the high school age, my young people, guess what happens? It's what does my parents want me to do? See, we got to find a passion. What you're passionate about. There were no classes in high school to help me understand what I was passionate about. And that's where we waver and we wander aimlessly trying to figure out what we want to do in life. So I'm going to encourage my young people. Y'all got to get engaged. If there is something that you like to do, write it it down. If you can't communicate with your parents, if you can't communicate with your teachers, do like I did when I was in high school. And she's probably watching. She's probably going to see this. She'll remember Leanne Ballard, my high school coach, but she was also my science teacher. And I struggled in science. Like OGTs, y'all remember those. The OGT testing, like science was my weakness. So I had to take science a couple times to get that thing right. But understand that was my weakness. But I didn't know. I learned that science was not my passion. So I needed extra time. I had to take extra classes to understand it. It wasn't my passion. But math, I loved math because I could count. I like to count. So I loved math. So I started finding things that I wanted to do. And so when I got to college, young people, because there's going to be a day where you leave high school and you go to college. And every adult is going to tell you. People were telling me, you should major in this because it pays a lot of money. You should go into nursing. It pays a lot of money. No disrespect to nurses, but at the time, I didn't like it and I didn't like math. And those are two things that were required skill to be a nurse. And I really didn't like science. So I started looking at things that I wanted to do. What did I like to do? I loved sports. I loved writing. I loved Mr. Stites' class at Springfield South. I loved poetry. I like doing those things. And so when I started looking at colleges and looking at majors, I didn't look at the major. I looked at the courses that were required to get that degree. And I said, what type of classes would I like to take? So I was able to take graphic design, journalism, broadcast communication, small group communication, personal communication. I was able to do all those things because I understood what I like to do. So I didn't pick a major. I found the classes that I wanted to engage in, learned in, and I figured out what major all of those classes fit in. So that was my journey because I started finding a passion. I understood that I was an athlete, but I also understood that I loved working with groups of people. That was my passion. So young people, I encourage you, if you don't know what your passion is, take out a sheet of paper. And write down what are the top 10 things that you like to do. You like to shop. I like to shop too. Do you like to dress up? What are some of the things you like to do? Do you like to read? Do you like to write? Do you like to, some of y'all talk on the phone more than anything. Instead of talking on the phone, maybe you should be inventing an app on the phone. See, we download all the apps, but young people, you know what I love about God? God did not give us the desk that we sit in every day in school. Young people, listen to me. God didn't give us the desks or the chairs that we sit in every day in school. Guess what he gave us? He gave us trees. The pencil you writing in, the pencil that you sharpening in school, he didn't give us the pencil. He gave us the tree, but it's the mindset that had to go out and take the tree and create the pencil. See, he gave us all the tools. So now guess what we got to do? We got to find our passion and use the tools that he gave us, and we could change the world. So I'm just dedicating tonight because it's Sunday night, and my young people, I know they got school in the morning, and I always say, use school as a tool. School is just another vehicle to get you from where you are right now to where you ultimately want to be. Like, get involved. I was involved in everything in high school. Like, don't just be in a sport. You need to be a part of a club. Do something more than what you're doing every single day. Don't just come home from school and watch TV and be on social media. And fellas, play video games. Go and create a video game. Get paid off your time. Mark Zuckerberg sat in a dorm room and created Facebook. He didn't think that I'd be on it right now, but he was in a dorm room and said, we're going to create a website that's going to bring everybody together. And look, we got people from all over the world tonight, brought everybody together because he had an idea. And he activated a passion that he had bringing people together. Go watch that movie. I'm not about to advertise for him because he don't pay me. See, it's all about finding a passion, finding a mentor inside of that passion, and attaching yourself to it and going. It's not bad. This is what I do know. If you're an athlete, no disrespect. But I didn't let basketball use me. I used basketball for what I knew it could do for my life. I'm a ball player, but I didn't let the game, and when the game stopped, I didn't slow down. I sped up my life. Why? It's because the practical principles that I learned through playing the game of basketball. And there was 3 things that I learned. Number 1, I learned how to lead. Number 2, I learned how to be a part of a team of people and understand I ain't just the one, but there's a bunch of ones and we become a unit. And I learned how to remain coachable throughout my life. So be a student. Make sure y'all read. Make sure y'all find a passion. And for my young people, if y'all need a mentor, if y'all need somebody to look up to, there's a few people that I would recommend you look up to. Follow them on Snapchat. Follow them on social media. Look at their life. And if their life is different from the one, your friends, if you aspire to be somebody different from the environment that you're around, man, reach out to those people and ask them, like, how did you get from point A to point B? Because I'm struggling right now. It's okay to ask questions. You are never too young to lead. And for my old schools, you are never too old to learn. So this is your girl D, bro. It is number 6. We're on the 6th day. So I'll see y'all tomorrow on day 7. It is 30 and 30. I'm excited and I hope I gave y'all some value, but I really wanted to dedicate tonight, like I said, to my young people because that's where my heart is. And I got a huge, huge heart for my student athletes. And I was glad to see some of my parents on here that had their kids listening. Shout out to Chris Williams. Shout out to Tiffany. I see y'all had y'all's daughters on tonight. Look forward to working with y'all's daughters as well. We got some big things coming. So definitely keep in touch. Appreciate y'all for getting on tonight. This is Coach Rowe. This is 30 and 30. We gonna make things happen for my young people. Let's go get it this week. Learn something new. Find you a new book. And man, be a student. Ask the questions. And don't ever sit in the back. You were created to be in the front. Don't let nobody put you in the back. It's game week. Let's go.